The Bible is probably one of the most, if not the most influential book of all time, yet many people still believe that it is fake. So welcome to my new series, The Bible, Christ, and Minecraft, where I answer questions about the Bible and Jesus Christ. Today's question is, what is the evidence of the Bible? My first point is the Pilate stone. See, in the Bible, Pontius Pilate sentenced Jesus to death. For years, many skeptics weren't sure whether he existed or not, until 1961 when archaeologists uncovered a limestone inscription that literally says Pontius Pilate, prefect of Judea. See, now there's just physical Roman evidence of his existence. Next, we have the House of David inscription. You see, in the Old Testament, David is a king of Israel, probably one of their best kings. And in 1993, archaeologists found the Tel Dan Stele containing the phrase House of David. This matters because it was outside the Bible, it was written by Israel's enemies, and it was written only about 150 years after David lived. This proves that David was a real historical figure, just like the Bible says. Next, we have the Dead Sea Scrolls. You see, the Bible was carefully preserved for thousands of years, and the Dead Sea Scrolls proves it. In 1947, they were discovered in some caves, and they basically contained Old Testament manuscripts over 2,000 years old. And these manuscripts were like basically of every book in the Old Testament besides Esther. And when compared to the later copies of our modern Bible, they are remarkably consistent, especially the book of Isaiah, which has lots of prophecies about the end times and Jesus. In the book of 2 Kings, it talks about how Hezekiah built a tunnel to protect Jerusalem's water supplies. That tunnel still exists beneath the city of Jerusalem today, while archaeologists even found an inscription inside describing workers digging toward each other from opposite ends. This is direct archaeological confirmation of a biblical engineering project which proves the Bible even more. My next bit of evidence more proves the existence of God rather than the Bible, but it's still important. Let me ask you a question. Where did you get your morals? How do you know what is good and what is bad? Like, where does that come from? Because for me, as a Christian, I know it comes from God. He tells us what's good and what's bad. However, if you don't believe in God, where does that come from? Where does that guilt come from? How do you know murdering someone is bad and stealing from a store is bad? Not just because of the laws. How do you know it's truly bad? Like, it couldn't have just come from an explosion, because, like, that doesn't explain what's good and what's bad. How do we know murdering someone is bad, and lying is bad, and stealing is bad? Like, where is the moral code you get if there is no God? Alright, well, that's all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you like what you see and want more. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. And please make sure you guys go research this yourself. Don't just use my word, because, like, you shouldn't just use what I'm saying. Like, make sure you go and research all the evidence yourself to make sure it's actually correct, because I don't want to lead you astray. So yeah, if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. I'm going to try to do more of these. And yeah, God bless.